Yo, what up guys, YuGiOh here, and I'm here to bring you guys the upgrade to the budget hero deck. So before I get into this, make sure you guys are subscribed, make sure you do not want to miss any more of my videos, and let's just get right into this. So first, if you guys have came from the $40 budget deck, I'm just going to go with the new additions first. So we have here 2 Honest Neos, and Honest Neos is now probably around like $1 card, and he is definitely one of your best cards. I mean, all you have to do is when your hero attacks, or at any point in the middle of that, you can discard Honest Neos and give your hero 2500 attack. So really straightforward card. 1 or 2. I personally like running 2 because there are moments where I end up using 1 for to take something out, but then I won't be able to end the game off that, and having a second one just helps. But 1 or 2, either one works. And for the next one is the Vision Hero. So this card is really expensive right now, so watch out for that one, guys. And typically you do want to run 3-2, but $15 plus for another Ferris. So I'll leave that one up to you guys, to your discretion, to running either 2-2 or 3-2. And if you can, make sure you run 3-2, but Ferris and Increase are pretty much like resolving these guys, and your board is practically set up. So if you don't know what these guys do, it's with Ferris, you discard a hero to special summon Ferris, and you get to take Increase from the deck and put it in the spell trap zone. And then Increase can tribute the Ferris or any other hero and to special summon himself, and then you get another Vision Hero from the deck to special summon along with it, and that'd be Vion, of course. So definitely here, really good. This right here is around 60 at the moment for just these 4 cards, and if you add another Ferris, it's around 75. So if you guys are patient, please please wait. Do not do stupid buyouts like what is happening with the Vision Heroes at the moment. So keep an eye out on the market for these. And of course, now we're gonna go to our Elemental Heroes. So 2 Shadow Mist, nothing really new here. I mean, because you can pretty much search for Shadow Mist with the E-Call and Shadows. You have no reason to play more, and you only really want Shadow Mist to either search for a monster, and you have a lot of ways to dump Shadow Mist, or to get a mass change, and that's pretty easy to do too. Next we have Double Solid Soldier. So we're not playing 3 anymore because 3 is kind of a bit much. 2 is a good ratio though, because of course with any of the Elemental Heroes you can search them really easily, and we don't want too many normal summons in the deck. And if you really wanted to get Solid Soldier's normal summon, then of course that's possible because you're running 2 right here. And Solid Soldier is just a really good effect to get the Shadow Mist mass change effect, one of the few ways to get it. And well, we can't really run Liquid Soldier, so that's why we have the Solid Soldier right now. And of course, the standard triple Stratos. I don't know if some of you can realize the importance of this card. I mean, Surge Power is super strong, and Stratos is actually stronger in this deck now because you can search for Ferris if you do not have Ferris. So that's how much more important Stratos is. Next I'm going to go with the 1-ofs for the Destiny Heroes. So let's say, Plasma, of course, always going to be good. Really good for setting up first turn, or in certain cases going second. It might help too if you need the opponents to lose some of their monster effects. Dynatag is always good too, really good for going first. And when you get your Plasma out, he only has 1900 attack, so it really helps to have Dynatag boosted up by 1000 on the first turn. And Decider is he's kinda in this, if I guess you could say, in this deck. I kinda just added him because I really like having more Destiny Heroes for having the opportunity to go into like Topia and Dangerous more. He also can recur some of your Destiny Heroes or any other heroes. Yeah, almost forgot about Celestial. Celestial is really good for the next turn play. You get him in the grave, and you get a draw 2 later on down the line, so it's pretty standard, but of course Liquid Soldier is better than this. One of the best cards, Malicious, triple Malicious. I don't know how much I need to explain about this card to you guys, because I'm pretty sure everyone's already explained how good Malicious is. And of course, Vion got better with this deck, with the other Vision heroes being able to special summon Vion. So now you have a reliable way to search for Polymerization. So that one did change the ratios of some of the spells. Of course, one of a hero lives, really good. You can get the mass change effect from Shadow Mist. You can get the search effect from Stratos. You can also do something like getting Solid Soldier out and then using some spell to get like Polymerization, the Solid Soldier to get the Shadow Mist if you ran out of Shadow Mist. There's really like a lot of stuff you could do with this. E-Call, really good. Card got a lot cheaper now with the unlimited reprints like going everywhere for Hero Strike. So you definitely want to run your E-Calls. Really good for, if you have 2 E-Calls, that's technically like 2 elemental heroes of any choice. So really, you can go like Solid Soldier, Stratos, and get those 2 out and get the search. It's just a really good card. Reinforcement Army, most of your cards are level 4 and below. Vision Hero Ferris is a level 5 though. So you have to go into something like Stratos first to search if you really need the Ferris. Of course, we're gonna go Triple Fusion Destiny. If you aren't going Triple Fusion Destiny, you have a problem, because there's so many good targets to be in the grave. Malicious is one, you got Dynatag, you have Celestial, you have Shadow Mist. I mean, there's so many options here, and your targets for your Destiny heroes to get Fusion Destiny heroes to come out are pretty good too, with Dangerous and Topia. Next we have our Triple Mass Change. Mass Change, I can't stress how good this card does. This card really helps for dodging effects that target, also for getting extra damage on the board, and also just setting up your turn 1. I mean, I don't know what else you would be doing if you weren't playing Mass Change. Now here's a new one. We play 1 Polymerization now. We don't really need any more with the way we can get Vion out so easily and just search for Polymerization. I could see like an argument to run 2, but there's no reason to run 2 because you also have ways to get Polymerization back from the grave too, and with another card in the extra deck. So here's a little bit personal preference. So of course I'm going to always recommend Effect Veiler for you guys who are looking for a good deal. Effect Veiler will always work. It's only like 60 something cents I think right now for a copy, so get your playset of these and they will do wonders for you. And here, if you really do not want to spend money on those hand traps or anything, you could go with Compulse. It's really cheap, good for going first, not too good going for second though. Just an option for that. Or you could go with, if you want to go a little bit more money, you go with Called by the Grave. Called by the Grave is a really good anti-hand trap. It does not feel good to get hand trapped. Getting ashed or getting Effect Veiler, this stops that. It works going first and second, which is a nice thing for being in the main deck. I mean, also, even if your opponent doesn't have any hand traps, then it also works too, because some monsters have effects in the grave that your opponent might utilize, and you can Call by the Grave those. So really great. Or if you want to go all the way with the value on that, I mean, a playset of Ash is about as much as a Ferris, which is like crazy, but Ash is also a really good idea if you don't want to run Call by the Grave. But I mean, you guys already know how good this card is. Just some options. So the extra deck now. So we're running, of course, Dark Law, but we are actually running more than 1 now. We're actually running 2. I realized how good Dark Law is, and there will be moments where your opponent can actually out 1 Dark Law and keep the game going, and you stay alive too. So it's always good to have a backup Dark Law, or possibly setting up a double Dark Law board. It's really possible with this deck. And of course, that would really help. Super Poly is less effective because then you probably would have another Plasma out on the field too, and they probably can't take out all those. Still getting Nibiru though, that is the problem though, but double Dark Law is really good. A new addition here is Mass Hero Blast. So Mass Hero Blast is really good. He is back row removal, paying 500 to target one spell or trap to return it to the hand, so it's not destructive, which is nice. It is targeting, but that's still good. So the reason why you would want to play Mass Hero Blast is because the effect negators, such as Effect Veiler, those guys, look at this, target. See, this card targets. So that means if your Stratos, say you have your Stratos, you have no Ferris, you want to get the Ferris, you normal this to get the search, but they Effect Veiler. Well, if you happen to have a Mass Change, you can dodge the Effect Veiler and go into a Mass Hero Blast, and then you still get the Stratos effect. So that's something to look out for. Dodging effects is very nice, and Mass Hero Blast is a way to do that. We now run 2 Cross Crusader. This is running one you only use one in the combo, but you want to be able to keep playing even after the first and second turn, because the game doesn't always end there. So having 2 Cross Crusader means that if something bad happens, you know, things aren't going good, then you could go again for another turn. That's really all this is. Definitely Wonder Driver and Dread Decimator. So Wonder Driver is the way I was talking about to get Polymerization back, or you can even do Fusion Destiny, and I think Mass Change. Yeah, Mass Change, you can get it back too. Use the special summon a monster to a zone that's pointing to, and you can take it back from the grave. And Dread Decimator, really good for buffing up your other heroes and also providing you 3 zones. Really good here. We played tons of 1-ups in here. So let's go with the Vision Heroes, of course. You guys have already seen these. Adoration is a good target for when you search for that poly, and you just have tons of different heroes on the board. Really good. Also good for helping you beat out some cards, but he just has good damage in general. And Trinity is the OTK master of this deck. So Trinity, if you don't know, when you special summon him, the turn he special summoned, he gets double attack, and he can attack 3 times. He just can't attack directly, so really good for your opponent. Has an open board, just tons of monsters in attack mode, and then Trinity can take him out, and along with Honest Neos, of course, don't forget about him. Then for the Destiny heroes, we have Topia and Dangerous. So Dangerous is really good for Fusion Destiny mostly, to if you ever need the search effect, because his requirement is just 1 Destiny hero and 1 dark effect monster. So you can take Shadow Mist and say Malicious, and you have your Malicious banish for special summoning Malicious, and then you get a search off Shadow Mist. So that could be like Ferris too or something. So there's just tons of things you can do with Dangerous. And this Topia, he's a really good 2 Destiny hero, fusion cost material, and he's got, I mean, it's just got good damage. He also has card destruction too, where if his attack is different from the original, then you can make it go back to the original and target 1 card in the field and destroy it. So this is really good, just outing some cards. I mean, not much else to say about those. And for our last card, we have the Anki, the Mass Hero Anki. So this has to go back kind of with dodging effects. So, you know, Effect Veiler, same thing, same principle. You have the Mass Change, and of course Mass Change is just, you'll find a lot more Mass Change than you think. And dodging effects for Ferris, because Ferris is a dark or increase, you're really good. I mean, there's not much to say about that. So of course, that is our deck. So like I said again, watch out for the prices. I do not want you guys paying too much for this deck, so do not blame me if you make bad purchases. I'm just a person to show you guys kind of the things to look out for to buy. And so these guys, look out for them. If you really want them now, only go for them when they're 15 and below, because these guys used to be 10 each and below, like maybe 9 and 8, but now they're like 15, 20. It's really crazy. But these guys, get this now. This is $1 right now from the new Magical Hero set. This will not fail you. This is really good. And of course the extra deck. There's a couple things you could do. You could probably add in you know, some of the other heroes, because this isn't. Is this 15? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, it's only 12. There's only 12. So I mean, there's room for other stuff you want to tech in, but other than that, this is pretty much the core mechanic of a hero deck. The cheapest I can go with being the most viable, of course, because the other budget hero deck is very limited in what it can do, but this one has a much higher ceiling. That's gonna be it from me, guys. So make sure you guys are subscribed, and you know, leave a comment down below on what you think about the deck, and kind of the direction you think Heroes is gonna go with its prices too. But see ya.